called a unit trust, and this is where the payment is a fixed percentage of the market value. So let's just use 5% again. It's the same $25,000. But fast forward a year, and the trust is invested so that it produces the income, but also grows a little bit. And maybe now it's $520,000 a year later. Well, you're going to take that 5% times the $520,000, and that income payment is going to rise. And the remainder that the charity is going to ultimately get is rising also. So in many respects, I certainly prefer the unit trust because it is more responsive to what's going on in the world and the marketplace around us. Okay, now we're getting pretty esoteric. How many lead trusts have you ever done?
You know what? They should be running off the shelf and no one's committed, not even in Texas.
Okay, so we talked about charitable remainder trusts. Flip-flop the income beneficiary and the remainder beneficiary now, because a lead trust is a case where the non-charitable organization, I'll take that back, where the charitable organization gets the income stream, but the non-charitable, usually family member, gets the remainder someday. I've only ever done one charitable lead trust in my 30 years, which is pretty amazing. And it was where a grandmother put $500,000 into a trust, paid the income to satisfy a charitable instinct that she had to Indiana University. For 10 years, the 10 years ended, and the grandson becomes the beneficiary of the remainder. He wasn't yet of the age to receive it, so the trust continued on, paid him the income, and then ultimately terminated. So that's the way a lead trust works. And there are some somewhat complicated income rules, as I say here, that I won't go into. Okay, one more thing of consequence. Charitable gift annuities. So, very similar to the charitable remainder trust is a charitable gift annuity, because you have a non-charitable person getting a stream of income and the charitable organization getting the remainder, and the donor gets a charitable deduction when they set up the gift annuity. But the big difference is a charitable remainder trust is a separate entity. It's a separate trust. A gift annuity is where you place the dollars in the hands of the charitable organization. They take it and invest it in their general pool sometimes, or that sometimes they segregate it, and they give you an assurance that you're going to get the income for your life or for a term of years. It really takes, on a practical level, organizations of significant size and scope and resources to handle gift annuities. I don't know if you want to, I know that the Community Foundation is maybe getting close, but hasn't had gift annuities. Indiana University does, but that may be the only organization in town. You have one, okay. That's right. How could I forget? Yeah, great concept. And in today's world, where people are concerned about their income and investing with such low interest rates, gift annuities, charitable remainder trusts are very attractive, because generally speaking, the rates on these that you're going to receive are higher than you can get in your investments. Yeah, Jim, 2 minutes. Okay. Any questions about gift annuities? Yes, Susie.
My question's for Pam. You can answer this just as easily, I'm sure, but you keep calling up Pam to give illustrations. We're talking about the charitable gift annuity. It's similar to the remainder trust.
Mm-hmm.
Help me understand one is preferable over the other.
It's a good question. Why don't, and we, the goal here was for me to kind of give an overview and Pam to step in and get more into the weeds and talk about more of the subtleties. So why don't you go ahead and this will kind of be the beginning of your time.
Yeah, you can take some of my time. Gift annuities, Scott hit it on the head. You have to be a big organization to do it because it's a liability instrument. You pay them for life even if you lose their gift. But for older people and for most charities, 9 out of 10 ought to do a gift annuity because the cost, sorry Baker, the cost, the fees, the complexity is so much less. And the gift annuity for older couple has become the CD substitute. Because if older people, what people do in the state, which is nutso as the daughter and wife of a banker, is to do CDs at 0.5%, not your fault,
If you're lucky.
0.5%. If they are 70 or 80, they might get 6, 7, even 8% from a gift annuity for life, and it works for a non-traditional couple. So I can make myself the beneficiary, then my partner, because I have all sorts of advantages. So those should be, those are the most repeated gift type in America today, and the second most popular gift plan after bequest, and they've only been around since 1831. 1831.
Okay. Actually, I think I have one more thing. And that's pooled income funds. And again, this is the domain of very large organizations, generally speaking. Indiana University does have a pooled income fund, but they're the only one in a local setting that I'm aware of. But there are some, think of it as a mutual, kind of like a mutual fund where everybody, all donors or many donors, put their money together into a pool. It's invested professionally, and the income that's generated, it can be donor directed. It can be the donor can indicate where those funds go, and that organization, charitable organization, can change every year. Only stipulation is it must be charitable, a 501c3 organization. Again, the domain of large charitable organizations. However, I would mention that there are commercial pooled income funds out there. Fidelity and Vanguard, I believe, both have one, and I think they are available, particularly for smaller dollars. I think you can put just a few $1,000s in there and take advantage of that professional management and benefits of a large pool. Okay. So if I don't know if it's come across this way, it probably come across as more complexity than you'd like, but my point of emphasis would be to say in closing that go for the simplest first and move down the progression if you need to, but keeping charitable giving simple is I think the name of the game. Pam, we're going to take a break?
Yeah.
Thank you. And like with the other material, you will share this with
Absolutely.
you, this PowerPoint presentation. I know Scott's got a few
In fact,
hard
I have
copies.
some hard copies if anyone
If
would
you
like
want
them.
a
I'll
hard
just
copy,
pass them
we'll
around.
also share the electronic copy. There's a lot of material here. There's a lot of learning that's involved here. And some, as you can see, very technical. So it isn't like you're going to pick it up on the first run through if you're not using it, if it's a new idea to you. Several of the things that Scott talked about, we're talking about at the foundation. Charitable gift annuities are on right now on the forefront because it allows people, like Pam says, why stick the money in a bank at a 0.5% savings or whatever, or 1%, when you can put it here and gain. I have a charitable gift annuity, and I'm the charity. My wife is my beneficiary, but we went ahead and turned it on because it gives 5% flow on some money that I get every month from this company. And whatever's left at the end will go to my wife or the estate. So many people set these up for charities because they can get some income. Why should I put in a bank or a CD and get a 0.5% when I can do this? I'll get 5, 6, 7